So guys, this will be probably the fastest part of today's assignment, will be the weird 21 through 36 of this worksheet. How to evaluate logs on the TI-84. So one thing I've already kind of showed earlier in the video is just how to, this is evaluating a log. You type it in, you get a number. And I'm going to, I can't talk. Might help if I press the right button. Log base, put the number in, put the other number in, there's your final answer. So as far as button pressers are concerned, and if you don't write this down and you're like, oh, I'll press the buttons. Well, as I said, I'm not here to help you, so you need to pay attention and maybe write these down. So to type in a log, so you would first press alpha, then press window, and then go to scroll to, and it's number 5, and it says log base with a parenthesis. And that's really how you do it. So we're going to do a few examples, and I'm going to show you guys at random intervals here how to type stuff in as a fraction. So on these examples, I want you to evaluate and rewrite as a fraction if necessary. Rewrite as a fraction if needed. So please give people time to catch up on writing this down. As I said, this is all you get unless you have a friend who's next to you who's really good at this. You write it down. Anyway, here we go. We're going to evaluate these. So evaluating number 1, log with a base of 2 of 8. There's really no work to show. You literally just type it in the calculator, alpha, window, scroll down to log base, put the 2 in here, put the 8 in here, and that is your final answer. This is your answer. I do want to go over a couple of weird looking ones. So don't let fractions fool you. 2 log 4 of, say, 1 over 16. And I just have the habit of writing it in parentheses, but normally they're not necessarily written. But the way you would type this one in is literally, and I'm going to try to get more of this on the screen because I've went over this with you guys a few times already. So we would do alpha window, go down to log base, type in the 4, and then inside here we have options. If you hit alpha, then y equals, it pulls up this menu. It's the fraction menu. You can click ND and then type in 1 over 16, hit enter, and there's your final answer, -2. So let's get to a couple of the weird ones, and the reason I want to go through the weird ones is these are the ones that may turn into fractions. So example 3, let's say you had log base 8, and you see square root of 8 right here. So I'm going to put some button presses here, but I'm just going to say to get the square root, press second and then the x squared button. Now if you already knew this, this is one I probably would not expect you guys to write down, but if you need it, we'll have all the work on this video like just here if we pause it anyways. So we would do we'll type that in first, alpha, go down to log base, 8, and then inside here we'll hit second and then the square root, and then you press 8. Now this time you get 0.5. It says I won't answer as fractions. So instead of 0.5 as your final answer, some of you guys already know what 0.5 is as a fraction. Change it if you know it. I'm not going to say it out loud. Don't be smart. Okay, maybe someone already said it. I don't know. I'm not here. But moving on. How to change a fraction in a calculator. So with this on the screen, you can press the following buttons. If you press math, after you just have this hanging on the screen, you press math, and then you'll pick number 1, frac. So with that on the screen, if I press math, frac, hit enter, there it is, 1/2. So this would be our final answer to that question. So we're going to do one more example like this without all the notes here. We're just going to get to the final answer and pay close attention. So actually, please pause the video so people can catch up on this, because, yeah. So going to example 4. Let's say you had log 81 and then 3. So you type it in to evaluate it. Alpha window 81 and then 3. We get a decimal. I don't want that decimal. I want the fraction answer. Some of you already know what 0.25 is. Change to a fraction. You don't have to type it in the calculator. You know the answer. You're good. Go. Whatever. You're fine. But if you don't know, at this point, you see that 0.25 on the screen? You see it? You see it? It's hard to see. There it is. 0.25. It's on the screen. Yeah. Okay. Press this button. Then pick the first one. And there it is. There's your fraction. 1/4. So the last example, this one's not really difficult, but the way you type it in, I tend to get questions every year about this. So let's say I had log base 6 of 6 to the 4th power. The question comes up is, where do I put the 4? Inside the parentheses or outside the parentheses? So when you actually type this into your calculator, with the log base 6 of 6 to the 4th, put the 6 to the 4th in parentheses. So when you actually type it in, sorry for the glare, alpha window, log base 6, and then put 6 raised to the 4th. There's going to be some in the homework like this, so and to raise to a power, it's that button right here. So the final answer is 4. And I'll just go ahead and let you know that is not a coincidence. That's a rule. That might save some of you guys 1/10 of a second. So your final answer is just 4. So on these, you really don't have to show any work. But now, so on the 2.3 worksheet, you should have already started on 1 through 20. But now I want you guys to do 21 through 36. So just keep continuing on this assignment. And in the next video, we'll explain these special versions of logs on the back, and we will switch to graphing last. If anybody needs to catch up on these, just have the sub click pause and just keep them up there.